everyone wants to have a 10x until they get one. And I got one recently and I did not enjoy it. For example, Toshi that we talked about on this channel, right? It was at 0.0018. It went up to 0.0017 and still today you could fairly have around 8x if you show this. But actually, when I first heard about here, it was here at 888. And trust me, the story did not happen how I wanted it to be happening. Still though, I made a lot of gains and I want to show you what was my process to analyze it so you could replicate that. By the way, welcome on Handsome Finance, where we normally study what's happening on chain, all the transactions, because the blockchain is an open ledger so we can see who bought at which price and when they sold. So we know who made money, who lost money, and we can follow the smart money. Like this, we have less research to do. And one thing that is important, pour down your little matcha. I'm really at the end of it and let's get going. I should not have done that. I did not find this project by scraping the entire internet, digging everywhere. Actually, a mate told me about it and sent me a green memes. Now, you have to know that this person is not really into crypto normally. And it's only on few exchanges. And I asked him, where did he bought it? He told me it's only on few exchanges. This is happening on the 3rd of November. So he told me about it on the 1st of November during our dinner. Then this conversation is happening on the 2nd of November. And then I was like, okay, I'm ready to buy, but I did not buy. Still, I made a lot of money. How? And when I saw this actually available on Poloniex, also it told me about BingX. I did not know BingX at the time, so I left it on the side. The reason I did not buy is because I set up a limit order instead of a market order, which at that time thought was a mistake. But you will see that actually maybe it saved me. And let's not forget the research part, which was opening the website, checking the design. It's decent. It's a meme coin. It's a cat coin. And we know that we didn't have yet a big cat meme coin. We had some frogs, we had some dogs, but no cats. So I thought, there's something behind this. But what was interesting for me is that this token is on Base. And Base is made by Coinbase, which is their blockchain. And we have to know that still Coinbase is one of the biggest exchanges in the world and probably one that have a massive database of users, which are also users that have a lot of money. Because we know that in a case of a massive bull market, all those users on Base will go to start to ape in different crypto. Now, after I had my investment in, I saw the price skyrocketing. And I was like, wow, those $1,000 are the best spend of this month. But what I didn't pay attention to is that Poloniex is a horrible exchange. So even the price went up. I could not sell. Why? You see the difference here? That's the price people are ready to sell for, and that's the price people are ready to buy for. There is a massive difference. With a really tiny volume, which gives candles like that, and the price that is totally not correlated to the reality, here you can see that the price is at 8,859. But on Poloniex, it's still at 13,0869. That's crazy. There's a massive difference. And now you may be wondering, because you should, like I did, why the people who bought Toshi for cheaper don't send it to Poloniex and just try to make some arbitrage. This is where we have a problem. When I tried to withdraw my Toshi, I saw that it was suspended. Same. When I tried to withdraw my Ether, I saw that it was suspended and I was forced to use the Doji chain, which is TRX. And then the news that I didn't saw is that Poloniex got hacked 100 million. That's where I made a massive mistake, because I had the choice between a decentralized exchange and a centralized one. And I used a centralized one and not the good one. Why? For convenience. I had an account on it already. And I thought, yeah, why not? It's easier than opening a new account on BingX or to use SushiSwap with the Base chain. And that made me pay the price. You know, it's always like that. We all say that we want decentralization, but actually what we really want is to centralize the money in our wallets. It's a little bit the same like you're with your girlfriend and you see a girl, tons of plastic surgery, the tattoos, colored hair, everything. And you say to your girlfriend, oh, this is so vulgar. I don't like it. But the truth is, for one night, you may not say the same thing. That's when I realized that my one night of comfort is going to cost me a lot more because I am the richest guy. That's what I thought, but I couldn't sell. Even I placed my orders, they just wouldn't fill because we just don't have enough liquidity. The best way to explain this is by Nassim Taleb. The market is like a large movie theater with a small door, and the best way to detect a sucker is to see if his focus is on the size of the theater rather than that of the door. I was the sucker in that situation, but still made money. Which remind me, one of the best lessons that we saw on this channel, and that's why I guess you guys subscribe, is that most of the time the good investor buy multiple times and selling multiple times as well. Because trying to time the bottom and the top, it's just, you can't do that. So just not pretend. You're going to be on your computer like, yeah, should I wait the top? Should I wait the bottom? Plus, actually, it's not the first time on this channel that we talked about a coin that had a massive upside. Actually, most of them that we talked about so far were pretty good. And I want to show you why they're pretty good and why we make those decisions. Like, for example, Borg, I talked about it. It was here. And then, of course, he went down for a while and then went massively up again. Did I miss it? Yes, I bought it, but I didn't sold it here because I didn't check that. I still sold it later and still made money, but it was with a small amount of money. The big learnings here where we saw the money going like that is that first, I should always be careful of the liquidity. Second, always have the right tools. That's why I decided to open an account with BingX. I will put you a code in the description. You can win up to $5,000 just with registering and start to trade with it. Why I decided to do that? Because they have a lot of the new pairs. So when you are going to go for the 10x, the 100x, you have no choice but sometime to go with them. Now, I know you may be scared to use the centralized exchange, and honestly, I agree with you. So I checked their proof of reserve and everything is backed. So for me, that's good on that. Now, after, I can't be sure if they're not going to be shady in the future. I know always the risk I am taking when I use that, but this one is pretty good to use so far. The third learning would be to keep a track of who gave you a recommendation and if it was good or not. Doesn't mean that if someone gave you a bad recommendation, you stop listening to them, but just you put less priority to it. Because in the crypto world, I think we have to learn to say no a lot more than we say yes. There is more than 10,000 coins. We don't have time for that. Now, probably most of you think that I do all my research by myself, digging everywhere on the internet, but a lot of the recommendations come from my own network. For example, HV23 that gave me some good insight recently, which is, by the way, a member of the Investors Boardroom. And his message is like, I'm in crypto assets since 2019, earning my first million. Thanks in part to Antoine, which is me, and his formation, his vision, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do something that is just to throw good stuff at me. I told you I lost some stuff. I lost sometimes. It's normal. But what is important is that you see that Atom, we talked about it on this channel, where it was at $6.5 per Atom, right? And now it's at more than $11. He mentioned me this one that more than double. But he also mentioned me token sites. Now, of course, I did some research. But then there's another way that I do all those research is by analyzing the on-chain and who are the big funds, the big investors, the influencers, what are they buying? And this is what we check as well on this channel. I gather all those addresses in this file, which help me after to know what are those influencer buying, those investment fund buying. By the way, I will put you a link in the description where you can download for free all this list with all those addresses. And the third way that I will use is by directly digging to find good investors and to know what are they buying and how are they buying it and everything. And I actually did some criteria that you can find in this video that will help you to really understand how you can do this yourself too, because I showed it not once but twice and maybe more than 3 times already that this process was working, and I hope it will work for you. So check out this video. This is probably going to be super important. And I see you in the next one. Oh, by the way, don't forget one thing. Stay handsome. Ciao.